Hey guys, and welcome back to another Phantom Forces Roblox video. As you can probably tell, I'm on a brand new account, and that's because today I'm showing you exactly what I'd do if I were starting Phantom Forces completely from scratch. The game's changed a lot over time, with new guns, new mechanics, and new ways to level up, so this is basically a full breakdown of what you should and shouldn't be doing as a new player. Anyways, let's get started. Firstly, I just want to go through the UI real quick, but I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it already. The deploy button just puts you on a random point in the map away from your enemies. If you click squad deploy and then click a teammate whose name has a green marker next to it, you can deploy on your teammate. Recam allows you to freely look around the map. Weapon loadout shows you all of your guns and how you can customize them and all of their stats and everything, so this is a very important button. Weapon skins shows you all of your weapon skins. Player shop is where you can buy skins and attachments for your guns. Settings is where you can edit your settings, of course. And server browser allows you to switch to specific servers if you're looking for a specific game. So first, what you should do is click weapon loadout, and we're going to go over some of the starting guns. I'm going to show you which ones are actually worth using. When you open your loadout, you'll see everything split into 4 main classes: Assault, Scout, Support, and Recon, each with their own different playstyle. If you click Assault and Assault Rifle, you'll see your 2 starting assault rifles, the AK-12 and the VZ-806. The AK-12 is kind of a classic. It's been the starter rifle forever. It does 33 to 21 damage, which means a 4-tap close range and a 5-tap long range. Decent fire rate with 700 RPM. Average recoil, a lot of vertical click, but it's pretty easy to track. The sights are the standard Kalashnikov irons, which are actually made more usable now because they added a little bit of transparency to it. If you throw on some basic attachment, it definitely feels a little bit smoother. Now, the VZ-806. This one's newer. It has similar numbers, but drops to 19 at range, so it becomes a 6-tap long range. The big difference is the fire rate, though, 850 RPM. And the recoil pattern is a lot different, too. Iron sights are pretty nice, but as for the recoil, it goes more side to side than the AK-12, so if you shoot it, the recoil is almost in a square pattern. With attachments, its recoil kind of settles down after the first shot. If I had to pick between the 2 starting rifles, I'd probably say that the VZ-806 is better. It's got a much faster fire rate, and if you can learn its recoil, it becomes a lot easier to use, and it's just better overall. Next up, we're going to look at our battle rifles, which you'll start with the M14, but you don't get it until rank 2, so I switched to my main account. The M14 is kind of a strange gun to me. It hits like a truck, but its recoil is really rough. Even with some attachments, I feel like it's still really kicky, so I wouldn't really recommend this if you're just starting out, but it's better later when you're more used to controlling kicky guns. Next up in the carbine category, you get the M4A1, which is honestly one of the best beginner guns in the whole game. It does 34 damage up close, which gives it 3-tap potential, and it drops to 19 far away, which is a 6-tap, which isn't the greatest, but it really could be worse. The recoil is a little bouncy, but it's very tight, so the bullets stay grouped. You can see after the first initial shot, it kind of all just stays in the same spot. The irons aren't my favorite, but once you get a sight and some decent attachments, it's a laser beam. Definitely a top tier beginner pick. Next up, at rank 1, you get the KSG-12. Gives you 8 pellets per shot with 31 damage into 12 damage per pellet. It's pump action, so you don't really need to worry much about the recoil. And the sights aren't my favorite, but if you press T, you can change your aiming mode, which I really like the Doom aiming mode, so it makes things a little bit easier. The downside is the reload. It's 1 shell at a time, which takes a bit, but you can shoot as soon as one's loaded, so it's not too bad. If you're playing on close range maps, though, this thing kind of slaps. Now, if you click Scout, you'll find your PDWs, which is my personal favorite class. To start out, you're given the XMX 9K, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this thing goes crazy. It's a 3-tap up close, and it fires at 900 RPM with really easy recoil. Its only real downside is its damage drop off, but that's normal for most PDWs. With some attachments, it becomes a literal beam. It's just an absolutely great starting PDW. I mean, look at that. Next is your DMRs, and the first DMR you get is the QBU-88. It's a 3-tap all ranges and has some pretty manageable recoil, so if you're good with semi-auto guns, I would definitely recommend using this. It does 38 to 32 damage with some really solid multipliers, so it's not a bad starting weapon. Personally, DMRs aren't my favorite, but if you're beginning and you're used to semi-autos, then I would definitely start using this. Next in your support category, you'll find your LMGs, which you get 2 of right away. The first one is the M249 SAW, and the second is the LSV M/04. The LSV is fine, it's solid damage, solid accuracy, but the M249 SAW is just better in my opinion. It fires considerably faster, it holds 100 rounds, and honestly has really surprising recoil for how much ammo it spits. If you like to hold down at angles or you're good at pre-firing, I would definitely recommend using the SAW. Next up, in your recon class, you'll find your snipers. Your starting sniper is the Intervention, the OG bolt action sniper. It's a consistent 1-tap to the head, and its torso kill goes out to a decent distance. It has really good bullet velocity, and if you put some attachments on it, it's really good for quick scoping. So even as a starting sniper, it's still really solid. So kind of to go over what I just talked about, you're going to want to use your shotguns and your PDWs for your close range. You're going to want to use your assaults, carbides, and LMGs for your mid-range, and then your snipers and DMRs are good for long range. For your secondaries, there's not a whole lot to say. You get your Glock or your M9 to start out, which are both pretty similar. But once you unlock the MP412 Rex at rank 4, I would definitely start using that instead. So now that you got your gun picked out, which I'm going to use the SMX, let's talk a little bit of gameplay. Now, Phantom Forces has a ton of game modes, but you have to remember that you should play the objective and not just go for kills. You'll help your team win, you earn more XP, and you unlock weapons faster. Also, you should always be doing your daily challenges. It can give XP, credits, and sometimes cases, and if you get a bad one, you can just re-roll it. If you need a specific game mode, you can go into your server browser and find a game mode that you need. Next up, I want to talk about your weapon skins. In the weapon skins tab, you'll see your keys, cases, and all of your unlocked skins. You can go in here and buy cases and keys with credits, or you can trade in 5 skins of the same rarity for 1 higher rarity. But honestly, I wouldn't really recommend doing this unless you want a really specific skin. And I just want to say that most skins that aren't customizable just don't look great. They're kind of filler skins, and honestly, you'll get more value out of them by just selling them for credits instead of keeping them. I only recommend keeping the ones you like or that are customizable. The credits that you get back can be used for buying attachments or cases for skins that you actually like. If you do buy cases, I recommend buying cases like the Crimbo or the SAL case, which have mostly customizable skins, and they have some really cool patterns. Now let me show you how to customize the skins on your gun. So what customizable skins do is they let you change colors, materials, and transparency in the patterns. So for example, I have my SMX 9K with this really cool red dragon skin, and let me show you how I made it. So here you can see this edits the brick, which is like the background of the texture, and the texture is the actual pattern on the gun. What I did here is I set the brick color to red, I set the material to neon, and then I go down into texture, turn the texture color to black, make sure it's all the way down. I set the studs per tile all the way to 10, which makes the pattern appear as big as possible. And then I use the offset studs, which moves the pattern around to find a pattern on the gun that I really like. Looks good right about here. And then I do the same thing for the other slot. And I end up with a clean, unique look that actually stands out. The next thing I want to talk about is your settings tab. So first you should go into your settings and then your game tab. Find the field of view setting, which should be the first setting, and I would definitely consider turning this up. It doesn't have to be all the way up, but better than what it is at default. The field of view allows you to change how much you can see on your screen, so I would definitely turn it all the way up because it'll give you a better picture. Next, I would turn on your damage numbers, and you can change the size here, but the damage numbers allow you to see how much damage you're dealing to your enemies, which allows you to edit your attachments and see if somebody's low or not. Into the display section, I would go down and rendering, and I would turn off anything that might cause lag. At the bottom, you see your GUI skills, and you can edit any of that. And finally, under the keyboard controller or mobile tabs, you can edit your respective keybinds and sensitivities, so go into there and change whatever you want. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. I know it's a lot, but Phantom Forces has a lot of depth, and I wanted to give new players a full guide on what you should do if you're just starting out. If this video helped you out, let me know in the comments and tell me if there's anything I missed, or if you have ideas for future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I really appreciate the support. I'll see you guys in the next video.